Hi, Joanna. How are you today?
I'm great.
Did you find the office okay? Any trouble?
Well, there was really bad traffic getting here. It was it was a little bit stressful.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe next time we can plan an appointment that is around the traffic so you don't have to go through so much traffic.
Well, I live in Atlanta. There's always traffic.
Oh, well. All right. Is English okay?
Yep.
All right.
Only language I speak.
Perfect. Well, I received a copy of James' current EIP. Also, I received his notes and some papers from his speech therapist that he's currently seeing. Just want to thank you for allowing me to get access to that information. That'll help me better understand James. I'm going to start the functional analysis interview. So my first question for you, Mom, is can you describe his language abilities, nonverbal, one-word utterances, short, disfluent sentences, or full fluency?
Well, James doesn't talk.
All right.
I've never heard him say a word.
Okay. All right. So does he attend private, public, or homeschool or no school?
Public.
Okay. Describe his play skills and preferred toys or leisure activities.
Loves his iPad. And he loves to go into a room and take everything, kind of stack it in a very neat kind of way. He doesn't like it when anybody kind of messes with that a little bit. But yeah, he doesn't really do a whole lot.
Okay, so you would say that iPad is probably the most preferred item for him, and he also likes to go into a room and stack items in a certain way and doesn't like when people mess with those items.
That's right.
Okay. Do you have any other items that he prefers? Any edibles? Any certain clothes or certain movies or activities or?
Just so you're talking about food or just
Just anything. What else does he prefer?
I mean, he doesn't eat a ton of food. I mean, he eats a ton of food. He's not underweight, but he loves chicken nuggets and French fries, and we try not to give him too much candy, but he does like candy.
Okay.
He's a little overweight.
Okay. So you like to limit that candy. Is it more, is it sweet or is it chocolate?
Well, he kind of likes it all.
Okay, likes it all.
It's kind of like if it's sweet, he likes to eat it.
He likes it. All right. Thank you so much. Is your child taking any medications for their problem behavior?
Yes. He's taking Risperidol. And then he takes Clonidine at night to sleep.
And then the first medication, what is that for specifically?
Well, that's to help with some of the behavioral outbursts he's having.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Alrighty. What are the problem behaviors that you see when he's with you at home?
Well, he yells, and he doesn't really curse because he doesn't use words, but I see it as cursing. Like he kind of like the way he, it's pretty like he's yelling at me in this very, and he throws objects at me. He'll throw just whatever's in his hand. It just goes flying, and it's the items get broken and people get hurt. And he also hits other people, and he also sometimes does some biting on his wrist. But yeah, he does a lot of stuff. He's,
Okay, so would you say some aggression and disruption, probably?
well, I don't know what you mean by disruption, but all of it seems pretty disruptive to me.
Yes. What is the single most concerning problem behavior?
Well, probably the hitting other people and throwing things, because sometimes that people get hurt. Um, but they're all kind of a problem. I mean, it's real embarrassing when he's out in public and starts yelling. People look at me and they don't understand.
Okay. All right. Hitting others and throwing objects, and then outburst in public. All right. What are the top three? So I think you actually kind of hit this, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna ask you again. I could just fill it in after, but just so that for clarity, so we have hitting others, throwing objects, and public outburst.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to add to that?
Well, he's not toilet trained.
Okay, not toilet trained.
And he doesn't talk.
Okay, no
Yeah,
talking.
it's like,
All right. Describe the range of intensities of the problem behavior and the extent to which he or others may be hurt or injured from the problem behavior. So, what would be like? Describe the highest range of intensities, like the most intense behavior you've seen from him.
well, when he hits, he hits hard. And he tries to target, places in your body where you're gonna, it's hard, where, it's hard, where it hurts the most. I mean, I have bruises all over my body. Sometimes I get a cut.
Okay, and all right, and then for like a moderate range, so something in the middle, what would that look like?
Well, pretty much every time he hits, it hurts pretty bad. I mean,
Okay.
he doesn't really do that in a moderate kind of way.
Okay. And then is there any like low range behaviors, or is it just go to like from 0 to 100? Like, does it just get really?
Well, sometimes he starts, kind of screaming, but it's hard to predict. Sometimes it's coming. Sometimes you don't.
Okay. Okay, hard to predict. Do the different types of problem behavior tend to occur in bursts or clusters? So do the behaviors that you described, him hitting and throwing, do they happen all together?
Most of the time.
Okay. Alrighty. Under what conditions or situations are the problem behaviors most likely to occur?
Well, if I ask him to do anything, then he's certainly going to have, He doesn't really like it when I take the iPad away, but I don't really ever take it away from him. So he pretty much just has it all the time.
Okay, because the outbursts are hitting very hard and screaming and yelling.
Well, he just doesn't do a lot of other things either. That's just like, it's like the only thing that he really does. And yeah, it's not easy when I take it away. So, I pretty much just just let him have it. I think at school they let him have it a lot too.
Okay. So I think for clarification, you've answered this question, but you said, this is the question, do the problem behaviors reliably occur during a particular activity? You said when you ask him to do anything, so any kind of demands or or him stopping from playing his iPad,
Yeah.
those behaviors start to happen. Okay. So would you say that what triggers a problem behavior is you asking him to do something?
Well, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it feels like it just happens, but I know
Okay.
that if I ask him to do something, it's going to happen.
Asking, and do you feel like it is random?
Well, I mean, it's like sometimes I just don't know. I mean, he just seems really mad and upset,
Okay.
you know, and he doesn't have any way to talk to me.
Seems very mad and upset. Doesn't way. Okay. Okay. Does the problem behavior occur when you break routines or interrupt activities? I know that you did mention the iPad, but what about any time your routines change during the year?
I don't know. I've never noticed that. I mean, I guess I've never really paid much attention to that. I don't think so.
Okay. Does the problem behavior occur when it appears that he won't get his way? If so, describe things that the child often attempts to control. So, I know you mentioned the iPad.
Yep, and he doesn't want to do what I'm asking him to do, so that's getting his way. I'd say he pretty much always gets his way.
Okay. Always gets his way. So, how do you and others react or respond to these behaviors?
Well, I try a lot of different things, you know. I mean, sometimes I just let him, give him a few more minutes and come back and maybe try again, or sometimes I just give up altogether. Of course I have to tell him not to do it. I mean,
Okay.
that's what a good parent does.
Yeah. So.
And so I tell him, I try to reason with him, but I don't know that he's understanding me either. So,
Okay. What do you and others do to calm him down once he engaged in problem behavior?
Well, he really just likes to be alone. He likes to be kind of doing his own thing. So, we kind of just let him be.
Okay, so you just leave him alone.
Yeah, he doesn't really like it when we get over there, messing with his stuff or asking him to do, he kind of just wants to be alone.
I see. What do you and others do to distract him from engaging in the problem behavior? Is there anything you do to try to distract him, like when he is biting himself, or he's screaming, or trying to throw something?
Like I said, we pretty much just try to let him, he calms down the fastest when we just kind of leave him alone.
Okay, calms down. And how long does that usually take? If you just leave him alone right away, how long does he usually take for him to calm down?
Sometimes it's quick, but sometimes it goes on for like an hour.
Okay. But if you were to not leave him alone,
well, he'd just keep hurting us. And
we
just get hurt.
understand. What do you think he is trying to communicate with his problem behavior?
I want to do what I want to do.
Okay. You think he's telling you to leave him alone?
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, yeah, don't ask me to do that. I don't want to brush my teeth. You know, I think he wants us to, I think he wants us to leave him alone.
Alrighty. We just have 2 more questions. I really appreciate your time and how thorough you've been with answering these questions. Do you think this problem behavior is a form of self-stimulation? Do you think that him biting himself or throwing or screaming?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I mean, I think he does it to get us to leave him alone, like you said. I think that, I think he doesn't want anyone to bother him while he's doing what he wants to do.
Okay. All right, the last question I have for you, Mom, is why do you think he is engaging in this problem behavior? And I know we kind of went over this before.
I feel like I've already answered this question.
So I'm just going to summarize so you feel like it's communicating mostly for him to be left alone. He doesn't want to be told to do anything, doesn't want to brush his teeth, he doesn't want to stop playing his iPad. When any kind of request or asked of him, he starts to engage in problem behavior. And the quickest way is to leave him alone.
Yep.
But it can still take up to an hour sometimes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much, Mom, for your time. I really appreciate this. We will schedule another appointment.